All right, hello everybody. This is going to be the first of hopefully many videos where I offer some movie recommendations. One thing about me is I love movies, especially films from around the world. And I think now is a perfect time to start discussing this huge collection that I have of films from all across the world, whether it be Asia, Latin America, Africa, the United States, or Europe. And today I want to start off with one of my favorite Mexican films called Tu Mama Tambien. Like I said, today's recommendation is going to be on one of my favorite Mexican films, Tu Mama Tambien, a 2001 film, road trip comedy drama. I would describe it as that. A film directed by Mexican director Alfonso Cuaron and starring Mexican actors Gael Garcia Bernal, Diego Luna, and Spanish actress Maribel Verdu. I first discovered this film, I'd say about 3 to 4 months ago, at the Criterion section at Barnes and Noble. And I noticed the title was in Spanish. That obviously intrigued me. And I looked at the cast of it, and I saw it had Gael Garcia Bernal. Now, I have seen many of his films, and he is one of my personal favorite actors ever. Right now, I do have a lot of his films, own them physically. But at the time, I only knew him from Amores Perros, and I did like that film, and I hopefully will make a video on that as well. So I was familiar with him, and I decided to give this film a chance, and I'm so glad I did. Um, Anyways, again, I was already familiar with him through that film, and decided to get this film. This movie, Tu Mama Tambien, in my opinion, is awesome. It is hilarious, interesting, and also, I'll be honest, it's pretty graphic. A lot of nudity, sex, strong language. So if that's a turnoff, I understand. But like I said, this film, Y Tu Mama Tambien, is a road trip buddy film where two best friends living in Mexico City, they're about maybe 18, 19 years old. They're friends. Julio Zapata, played by Gael Garcia Bernal, and Tenoch. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his name is Tenoch, and he is played by Diego Luna. Again, they both go on a road trip with an older, depressed woman named Sylvia, played by Maribel. The film is set in the year 1999, again, released in 2001. And some of the background elements in this film, if you pay attention, have to do with the current political and economic climate that Mexico had at that time. For example, there's one scene where the characters Tenoch and Julio go find the car keys from Julio's sister, who happens to be involved in the Mexican student movement in 1999. I want to say they're demonstrating in support of the Chiapas movement. I could be wrong, but that's what I think was happening at the time. The end of the film ends with the realization that the Vicente Fox is going to become president of Mexico, which basically ended about seven decades, 70 years of uninterrupted rule from the institutional Revolutionary Party. Some interesting things, I've studied politics in college, so those are some things that I noticed in the film. Now I want to talk about the actual physical Criterion set. I'm gonna try to make a video on my phone and upload that as well. Maybe it might be better than actually showing this in front of my computer camera. But anyways, this is the Criterion collection of edition of Y Tu Mama Tambien. Comes with the Blu-ray. It also comes with this nice little booklet right here, which talks about, it has essays. Oh, excuse me. Didn't even notice that. As essays on the film from different movie critics. Like this, for example, this little excerpt from Charles Taylor. Some stills, some photographs from the film explaining the impact of the film in not only Mexican but international culture. I do believe this is one of the films that sort of set off Gael Garcia Bernal's entrance into the outside world of cinema beyond Mexico. Same can be said with Diego Luna, and I'm sure the same can be said with Maribel Verdu. But anyways, this is a great film. I recommend it. Again, this is probably my third dip into Mexican cinema. I already watched, I think the first Mexican film I've ever watched was Canoa, A Shameful Memory, also in the Criterion collection. That movie was released in 1976. It's about the 1968 massacre that happened in San Miguel in Mexico around the same time as the student movement in Mexico. And I don't want to give away the whole thing. I'll probably save one of my future videos for that. That is a great film. It is considered one of the greatest of Mexican cinema. And the second film I've watched from Mexico is, of course, Amores Perros, starring um, Gael Garcia Bernal as well. So again, the movie comes with this booklet, and it comes with, of course, the Blu-ray right here. So again, this is hopefully the first of many film recommendations from me, yours truly. And again, this is Tu Mama Tambien, a classic Mexican film from 2001, starring Gael Garcia Bernal, Diego Luna, and Maribel Verdu. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.